This is the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with a very formidable opponent. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, this crowd is hyped, and you look at their guys coming in. They appear to be fired up and ready to go. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good one.
And these two teams have gotten a chance to know each other pretty well over this series. It's been a gruesome one so far, very tightly contested. But now, it can boil down to the best of three, which makes tonight's Game 5 a pivotal one.
Lillard to McCollum. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. From the outside, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Nothing going here on that drive. Chance here for LeBron. Knocks it down off the step back.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
McCollum with the basketball, just underway in an ever-crucial Game 5. Anthony in a matchup with Boogie to Whiteside. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
LeBron with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Nothing going here on that drive. McCollum to Anthony. DeMarcus Cousins sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Here's James for 2. LeBron James, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Trailblazers take over to Anthony. Probing the defense. Cousins matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Drives, but a shot won't go down. LeBron into the front court. Leads a bucket. Anthony to Lillard. Anthony to Lillard. Fine to shoot. Anthony. And the rebound taken in by Davis. To Cousins. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
DeMarcus Cousins at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 73%. Can't convert the free throw. Lillard sizing up Cousins. Here comes the screen. Lillard to Ken Bazemore. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good. The follow won't go either. It's Cook with the basketball. Leads 4. Knocks it down from mid-range. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Kuzma to Cousins. Going to launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. McCollum defended by Cousins. C.J. McCollum missed his first. That one goes.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
James creates the space to bury the three on the step back.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Now the Blazers will use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. McCollum to Lillard. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
Had a difficult first quarter. Couldn't really find his rhythm, but you got 3 more left to play.
Los Angeles, they have it. To James. LeBron James looking good. 4 for 5.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Has a chance. Labissiere with a shot, no good.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
They go down to Davis. And a chance coming up at the line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Anthony Davis, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 79% at the line. Nope, first one does not go. Missed the second one as well. Portland's got it. Add 2 points to the board.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
The one-round NBA playoffs 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
12 in the first quarter, including that trifecta.
And Ed, did you see how quick his release was? There was no wasted motion from the waist up.
1 quarter in the books here in game number 5. Jay and I back with more after this. This is the first round of the West playoffs on EA Sports. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
James. Missed a wide-open look. To Nurkic. Stuffs it down with authority.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Into the front court comes Rondo. It's 14-12. James matched up with Nurkic. Short jumper stays out.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
To Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard on the drive, but he can't finish.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Rondo with the basketball. Lead is 2. LeBron up against the Weber State product. And the rebound comes down to Portland. To Lillard. To Nurkic. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. Trying to cash in. Shot by Nurkic, but it won't fall. Cook to bring it into the front court. 2-point advantage. To Howard. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Quinn Cook trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Whoops, that won't go. Deep right corner. Nothing going here on that drive. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 3 for 6 now.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot again.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Rondo sizing up the all-star Lillard. Cashes in for 2.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard for 2. D's got it. Damian Lillard, 4 out of 7.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
James. Here comes the screen. Rondo matched up with Nurkic. Nothing going here on that drive. Won't go. Anthony to Lillard. Has a look. And the finish. Jay, that was unguardable.
And a lot of folks last year, including myself, were surprised that Dame was named first-team All-NBA ahead of Russell Westbrook. Look, I love Dame's game, but come on, man. Russ averaged a triple-double for the second season in a row. Stop it.
Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard to Whiteside, and finishes strong.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Across the timeline comes James. Under a minute to go before halftime. Nothing going here on that drive. To Danny Green. Down low for Davis. James. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 73%. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Lillard to Whiteside. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Danny Green to Cousins. Down to 5 on the 24. LeBron James. Deep 2 there. Won't go. We have reached the break in this pivotal Game 5. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Lakers are basically starting 0-0 to start the second half. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. These are the guys getting buckets. Trailblazers don't have the advantage or the disadvantage after one half. And these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets.
Game track. Field goals.
It doesn't seem fair to nitpick either team's first half performance, particularly when you consider how well each team shot the ball. In a variety of ways, these guys are battling back and forth offensively. It's made for an interesting game.
Player of the half.
Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Here's Rondo with it. Our score all even in this third quarter. To James. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's LeBron for two. Just not going down.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To McCollum. Fires the three. Can't go down. Smothering defense. James into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for
Game
two.
5 Los Angeles Clippers 4-3 Minnesota Timberwolves 3-1 final.
Better off the screen.
Here comes the screen. Lillard sizing up Cousins. Nothing going here on that drive. The shot, almost. LeBron into the front court. Leads a bucket. Can't connect. McCollum into the front court. He'll run the offense.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To James. Anthony Davis. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's Portland ball. Lillard to Anthony. Here's a chance from long range, and that's rebounded by the Lakers. Rondo into the front court. Leads 4. They'll get it down to Davis. Offensive rebound. Stuffs it down with authority.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Lillard to Anthony. Has a chance. McCollum shot off the mark. Into the front court comes Rondo. Up by 6. Danny Green to Davis. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Anthony Davis has got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. First one goes down.
Game 5 Sacramento Kings 5-1 Denver Nuggets 7-0 final.
And he makes them both. We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland, as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. To Ken Bazemore. To Whiteside. Can't connect from in close. To Danny Green. Strong finish that time for Danny Green.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
To Ken Bazemore. Here comes the screen. Portland has 4 to shoot. To Ken Bazemore. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Lakers ball. To Davis. Takes stock of the floor. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Anthony Davis. Couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First one, count it. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Lillard up against Cook. Spinning shot, won't fall.
Game 4 Los Angeles Lakers 4-5 Portland Trailblazers 4-3 final.
To Davis. Couple of cracks at the line now.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Anthony Davis at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lillard to Anthony. Lillard guarded by Cook. To Whiteside. Turns and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Quinn Cook defended by Lillard. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Lakers have the lead. It's the Blazers with the basketball as we start the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Anthony. Rondo with the basketball. His team up by 7. Can't miss those. To Whiteside. Not that time. DeMarcus Cousins tips it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower. because players are tired, they're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
James. Rondo picked up by Carmelo Anthony. To Cousins. James to Cousins. Fires the three. Boogie. Zero hesitation. Knocks it down from three.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
McCollum. Lakers at the controls right now. Danny Green against the Lehigh product. Surveys the floor. Can't connect from inside.
Denver Nuggets win 4-1 over Sacramento Kings in the one round of the NBA playoffs 2020 Season 7.
Anthony, a shot, no good. Here's Rondo with it. His team leads it by 10. To Cousins. To Davis, down low. It's a big finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Lillard to McCollum. To Whiteside. Rocking the rim.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Rondo into the front court. Lead stands at 10. Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Portland has the ball. Rondo matched up with Lillard. Count the basket inside.
It seems like yesterday I was rapping with this kid during the NBA pre-draft workout. He looked scrawny. Nobody knew if he could really make it. But the arrow continues to point straight up for Dame Lillard. Another terrific season. A first-time All-NBA first-team player. Tied for 4th in the league in scoring last year. This kid is no doubt about it. Dame time.
DeMarcus Cousins. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
To Lillard. And count the basket.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Into the front court comes Rondo. Looking to make something happen. Here's Cousins with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Lillard to Ken Bazemore. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Danny Green to Cousins. Blazers come away with it. Count the basket at the rim.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Los Angeles, they have it. Great dish to set it up. James to Danny Green. Deep two there, won't go. Now the Blazers will use a timeout. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench. McCollum to Lillard. Anthony to Lillard. Shot by Lillard, no good. The Lakers get the victory. They've claimed the pivotal Game 5 to go up 3-2 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers put together a nice win here today. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all of the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Trailblazers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game stats. Player of the game.
The chosen one could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.